Listen up, listen up. If your penis isn't as hard as it used to be, if you're always exhausted, or if you avoid intimacy because your body won't cooperate, age may not be the cause. It might be something a lot more straightforward and reversible. 3 essential vitamins are lacking. Quietly, your body is pleading for them. As a men's health specialist with over 30 years of expertise, I'm Dr. 8 Kara. I assist men over 60 regain the strength, vitality, and sexual confidence they believed they had lost forever. This is not what most doctors will say. Many elderly men have plenty of desire. They are deficient in endurance, blood flow, and hormone balance. The solution is frequently not found in a pill bottle. You have it on your plate. Please leave a remark below. Tell me which city or nation you're viewing from. I adore hearing from each and every one of you, and it's incredible to see how far this message is getting. I'll show you today which 3 vitamins are essential for any man over 60 and how they can help you regain your natural erection, increase your testosterone levels, and revitalize your energy. Hold on, because I'll also tell you the most harmful vitamin-taking error males make in a moment, along with how to prevent it from happening tonight. Make sure to click the subscribe button and activate the notification bell before we begin so you don't miss any more important health advice tailored to guys over 60. Additionally, put 1 in the comments if this message resonates with you. If not, enter 0 and tell me how I can help you even more with this topic. Now let's get right to the point, beginning with the first and most often disregarded factor in helping men over 60 regain their natural erections and blood flow. Your body used to create it naturally, especially when you were outside, but as you become older, your levels drastically decline, as do your energy, circulation, and performance. For you, vitamin D, often referred to as the sunshine vitamin, may serve as the cornerstone for regaining your strength and self-assurance. Let me tell you why. 1. The spark plug for circulation is vitamin D. The first time I sat across from Paul, a 67-year-old man, I can still clearly recall. He was perceptive, intelligent, and extremely irritated. "I still want to be close to my wife, Doc, but my body isn't cooperating anymore," he stated. "I've seen hundreds of guys make that silent admission over the years, and the majority of the time, a miraculous medication isn't the first step toward rekindling that flame. It's vitamin D. One of the most underappreciated minerals for men's health after age 60 is vitamin D. We often assume that vitamin D is merely something that comes from the sun or that children need for healthy bones, but in actuality, it has significant impact on male performance. It's the switch that opens your blood vessels and distributes oxygen-rich blood to all parts of your body, including the parts that make you a man. Without it, energy levels fall, circulation slows, and intimacy becomes more challenging than necessary. Vitamin D deficiency affects more than 40% of older persons. I'm referring to nice men who work out and eat healthily, yet nevertheless ask themselves, "Why don't I feel like myself anymore?" Your body makes less nitric oxide, a chemical necessary for blood flow and sexual function, when your vitamin D levels are low. It's not only about having sex, it all comes down to confidence, clarity, and endurance. Fortunately, correcting a defect doesn't involve difficult procedures. You may drastically change how your body functions by getting 15 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight, eating extra salmon, tuna, or fortified dairy, and taking high-quality vitamin D3 supplements. I've witnessed patients who were barely able to complete a block walk suddenly feel rejuvenated and reunited with their relationships. This is not a theory. One of the easiest ways to regain your strength is through chemistry. Even while vitamin D is a potent supplement, it can only go so far because your body still requires energy to move, sustain, and use your blood, even if it is flowing smoothly. Our second vitamin can help with that. Additionally, it could be the secret to regaining the energy you've been lacking if you've ever felt exhausted for no apparent cause. Next, let's discuss it. 2. Vitamin B12, the source of energy. Robert was one of my patients a few years ago. He was a proud grandfather and a 72-year-old retired firefighter. Despite his tough facade, he appeared exhausted. He said, "Doctor, even though I eat my meals and get 8 hours of sleep, I still feel like I'm dragging through the day. My body is exhausted, my mind is cloudy, and I simply lack the energy to spend quality time with my wife." Because his narrative was so well known and so easy to overlook, it stayed with me. The characteristic vitamin B12 insufficiency Robert was describing is something I encounter in many men over 60. This vitamin is essential for the synthesis of energy. No matter how well you eat or how much sleep you get, your body cannot effectively transform food into useful energy without it. Insufficient B12 causes your system to function at a low level. Additionally, it is essential for the formation of red blood cells, which transport oxygen to your brain, muscles, and yes, even your sexual organs. In the absence of such cells, everything slows down. You become less focused, your endurance wanes, and you could lose interest in the activities that formerly excited you. Here's the catch, though. Your body's capacity to absorb vitamin B12 from diet decreases with age. It may not be sufficient even if you consume dairy, eggs, or meat. This explains why, even when all of their supplements, or in certain situations, injections given by a doctor, can significantly improve physical endurance, mental clarity, and the feeling of being awake once again, after fixing a weakness they were unaware they possessed. I have witnessed guys go from afternoon slumber to hiking, laughter, and being totally present with their loved ones. But it's not just about energy. Additionally, your body requires protection. Something that fortifies blood vessels, lowers inflammation, and promotes the hormones that characterize men. The third vitamin can help with that. Although it is frequently referred to as the fertility vitamin, its effects extend well beyond reproduction. In fact, your circulation and testosterone levels might already be declining without it. Let's examine it more closely. 3. Vitamin E, the protector of fertility. James, a 70-year-old former pilot, came to my clinic feeling bewildered and frustrated, and I recall talking with him about it. I eat properly, I work out, I'm doing everything correctly, Doc, but lately I feel strange. My drive is low, I'm not recovering as quickly as I used to, and to be honest, I don't feel like a man anymore. James wasn't careless or lazy, so it really got to me. He was devoted to his health, disciplined, and proud. However, he was lacking vitamin E, which is something that even the majority of doctors hardly ever discuss. Vitamin E is more than simply a skin vitamin or reproductive help in terms of male health, particularly for those over 60. It is a powerful tool. This vitamin is a natural antioxidant, which means it combats inflammation and oxidative stress that silently harm your hormones, blood vessels, and reproductive systems. As you age, blood flow becomes weaker, testosterone levels fall, and energy levels plummet when inflammation increases. Without recognizing it, men like James start to lose their advantage. It's not instantaneous, but it's consistent. Vitamin E's capacity to maintain healthy circulation and flexible blood vessels is what makes it so crucial. Arousal is only one aspect of erections. Blood flow is another, and performance deteriorates when blood cannot get to the necessary location. That's not all, though. Additionally, vitamin E makes it easier for your body to create testosterone, which is more important than ever after the age of 60. Your mood, drive, and sense of purpose are all impacted by low testosterone, not only in the bedroom. The good news is that vitamin E restoration is simple and safe. Good sources of vitamin E include almonds, sunflower seeds. Yes, is the response. When taken properly, these nutrients can actually have a cascading impact that changes not just your erections or energy levels, but also how you age as a whole. Let's investigate how. 4. Why the combination of these 3 vitamins is more effective. I had a patient named Walter years ago. He was a 68-year-old former high school coach who had always taken great satisfaction in remaining active and intelligent. After feeling exhausted, he added B12 to his long-term vitamin D intake, and after I explained how vitamin E affects testosterone, he began taking it as well. However, nothing became clear to him until he began taking all 3 regularly and in the appropriate dosages. I recall him remarking, "Doctor, I don't know what you did, but I feel like I've got a new engine," as he entered my office one afternoon, beaming broadly. That is how synergy works. These vitamins enhance and assist one another, rather than functioning alone. Vitamin D increases nitric oxide, which enhances circulation. Red blood cell formation is increased by vitamin B12, which facilitates oxygen transport through the enhanced circulation. Additionally, vitamin E helps control the testosterone that gives you energy and drive, while also protecting and nourishing the blood vessels that carry it all. Each of them has a part to play on its own, but when combined, they form what I refer to as the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, and hormonal support, all functioning in unison. As you get older, your body doesn't recover as quickly, so this is extremely crucial. Recovery takes longer. Inflammation increases, nutrient absorption slows down, and one missing component might cause everything to go wrong. However, your body begins to recall how it used to feel when you balance these 3. You might wake up feeling more refreshed, thinking more clearly, and reacting more quickly when it matters. Not only physically, but also emotionally, a feeling of self-assurance returns, and no medication can create that. Walter was no different. Numerous men who take these nutrients seriously and incorporate them into their daily routine have shown me the same result. Here's the problem, though. Most males never experience these advantages. Why? Because they're unwittingly committing a typical error that negates the very advancement they're attempting to achieve. And you may be doing it yourself if you're not careful. Let's discuss what that error is and how to correct it. The one error that most men make is number 5. A man named Gerald entered my office one morning with a large grocery bag filled with supplements. He was 74, intelligent, well-read, and obviously making every effort to manage his health. "Doctor, I've been taking all of these for months." Assuming that taking supplements alone is sufficient is the largest mistake men make, especially those over 60. They believe that all vitamins are the same, so they purchase inexpensive synthetic versions from bargain shops or online. But they're not. Whether your body absorbs and uses a vitamin or simply flushes it out depends on its form, quality, and amount. For instance, vitamin B12. Many older men are unable to convert cyanocobalamin, which is used in the majority of generic products. Methylcobalamin, the active form that your body can truly use, is what you want instead. Vitamin D is no different. Although D2 is less expensive than D3, it is far less effective. Additionally, synthetic forms of vitamin E may not provide your body with the complete spectrum it needs to promote circulation and testosterone. Inconsistency, another error. It won't make a difference to take a vitamin once or twice a week when you remember. Rhythm is what your body thrives on. Restoring blood flow, hormone balance, and energy requires consistent support. Instead of looking for a fast fix, this is about building a daily foundation. Gerald experienced a significant change after he started taking better forms on a regular basis. After a month, he informed me that he was feeling more like a man again, waking up with more energy and sleeping better. Trying harder didn't bring about that change. It resulted from doing it correctly. The next step is to put everything together. Now that you know what works and what doesn't, how can I truly incorporate this into my day without making it complicated, you ask? That's just what we'll talk about next. A straightforward, doable regimen that any man can adhere to every day to boost vitality, performance, and energy. Let's develop your strategy. 6. Your daily vitality routine. One of the first things older men ask me frequently, with a mixture of uncertainty and optimism, is, "Doctor, just tell me what to do each day. I just need something that works. I don't need anything sophisticated." I greatly respect your question because most men aren't searching for gimmicks or fads at this point in their lives. They want a plan that gives them strength again, stability, and simplicity. Allow me to introduce you to Frank, a 66-year-old retired carpenter who sought my help after experiencing months of bad sleep, low vitality, and waning confidence in the bedroom. Instead of completely changing his life, we developed a simple yet effective routine centered around the vitamins we've been discussing, and it made a huge difference. Frank would begin his day every morning with a protein-rich meal, his B12 vitamin, and a full glass of water. He would walk outside for 15 minutes after breakfast to help promote the body's natural production of vitamin D. He took a premium vitamin D3 supplement with his first meal if it was overcast or cold. He got his vitamin E from a handful of almonds with a drizzle of olive oil. That was it. Just modest, thoughtful decisions, nothing drastic. In just a few weeks, Frank reported feeling more confident, having more energy to play with his grandchildren, and wanting to be near his wife more than he had in the past. He felt like himself again, but he was a stronger, more mature version of himself rather than a younger one. The truth is that you only need a consistent habit, the correct nutrients in the right forms, and a mindset that says, "I'm still in control of my health." Because you are. You don't need a dozen medicines or intricate schedules. As we come to a close, I would like to leave you with one more message that every man over 60 should hear, but seldom does. The answer may surprise you if you've ever questioned if it's too late to feel powerful, wanted, and completely alive once more. Let's discuss that. I want to take a moment to talk to you if you've read this far. I'm not a doctor, but I've spent more than 30 years sitting across from men who are just like you. Men who have lived full lives, worked hard, raised families, left behind legacies, and now ask themselves, why doesn't my body feel like it used to? I greatly admire your question because it shows that you're still fighting and looking for the connection, strength, and energy that give life purpose. It's not a sign of weakness. We have discussed 3 vital vitamins. Vitamin B12, the energy source that powers your brain, muscles, and endurance. Vitamin E, the fertility protector that protects your heart, supports testosterone, and keeps your system functioning properly. And vitamin D, the circulation spark plug that helps open your blood vessels and restore blood flow where it matters most. The true power, however, comes from incorporating them into your life, rather than just knowing their names. In actuality, these nutrients support more than just your physical health. They also promote your identity, self-esteem, presence in relationships, and capacity to wake up feeling like yourself again. I've witnessed it too often to be skeptical. And I've seen guys who thought their prime years were past find a second wind that completely transformed their lives. Now, what you decide? That you have two options? Either act on what you've heard today, or let it remain on a shelf. You have the option to grant your body what it has been subtly requesting. I can tell you this without a doubt. It is not too late. Not even close. You still have time to feel stronger, to reconnect, and to be the man you know you are. Fully, boldly, and without apology. Don't keep it to yourself. If this video resonated with you, offered you guidance, or made you think, please click the like button to let us know that this content is having an impact. Give it to a brother, friend, or other loved one who should hear this message. And if you have a moment, please tell me what struck a chord with you the most, or what you would like me to discuss next in the comments section below. This space is shaped in part by your voice. Consider making a small donation if you would want to support this channel and our goal of producing more content for guys over 60. Every small donation helps us reach more guys who need this information, improve our videos, and finance further research. I'm glad to have you here because you're not just a viewer, you're part of a movement. Tell me where you're tuning in from in the comments section before you leave, your city, your nation. It means a lot to be able to interact with you, and I read every one of them. Take care of yourself, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the future.